just before this or so. So I'm assuming he's still watching. We're live today on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube because I figured why not give it a shot, see if our numbers go up. I think the highest we've ever been is about 12 or 13 live at any time.
We're up to 5 now.
No, 12 to. Oh, we are 2 on Facebook and 3 on YouTube. So hello, Facebook
hello,
watchers.
everybody.
Yeah, I realized that if I post to the Facebook group, if I stream this directly to the Facebook group, it posts a link to it right away, so people can just watch it like it's just live in Facebook, right?
Yep.
So yeah. So welcome everybody watching right now. We are, like I said, episode 77. I was looking for ideas this morning. Eric Sith has joined us as well.
Hi,
so I put an advertisement out to our group and said, "Hey, what should we talk about this tonight?" And Matthew Gunning came up with hey Yvonne, sorry, I posted your thing, but was still talking. Matthew Gunning came up with this idea of what should Lego do for their 100th birthday. So I did some fancy editing. You can tell the red of the 0 is a little bit, that used to be a 9. But it's not too bad.
Great Photoshop skills there.
Photoshopping, yes, I'm a master. And we have Facebook. This is Brickspace joining us.
Hi, Brickspace.
Yeah.
And Mrs. Van Widden also.
Yeah. That makes it sound like my mom or my wife. So well, yeah, that's not actually her married name these days. Well, anyways, we won't even get into that. But anyways, but yeah. Apparently for Facebook users, it always pops up as Facebook user unless they do some configuration. I think I'm not really sure how that works, but I'll have to look into that. So I think it's something on their side versus our side. But anyways, welcome Brickspace. It's good to have everybody here. My phone is telling me that we're currently live on Facebook and YouTube, so it's moving. So yeah, why don't we get into what we've been working on? I'll jump over to Dave first. Dave, let's give you the big window.
Yes.
We'll
give me the big window.
And we'll go this
way.
Give
me the big
window. All right, Dave, tell us, what have you been doing?
So I'm actually off work this week because it's the kids' time to go back to school. It's going back to school week here in Quebec. So I usually take that week off because my wife, since she works in a daycare center, that's also when it's the start of the year for her also, so she's pretty busy. So I take the week off just to send the kids to school, make sure everything is okay and all. So since I was home alone yesterday and today, I got to try my hand at building the 924 version of the Galaxy Explorer set, but I did make some modifications. Most noticeably the back. Again, I added the inverted slopes because I don't like the flat.
Oh yeah, so it sticks out a bit.
Yeah, so it sticks out. I replaced some of the blue and the whites on top for gray, but you don't see it because it's all covered. And mostly I replaced the front because on the original, the front prongs are actually the same as the Galaxy Explorer, and on this alternate version, I don't know why Lego had spread them like 6 stud wide. So
because they're supposed to imitate the 1x2 piece with the 2 guns coming out.
Yeah. And so I replaced. I went with the original for the original set, and I just rebuilt. I actually made the wings like 2 studs longer.
Yeah. Okay.
And I had to rework the interior to attach everything but it works great. So
did you use anything beyond the parts that came in the set?
Yeah. I actually had to use, well, unlike Dave, I don't limit myself to just the parts that are in the set. I wanted to make the set as I wanted, so I went with other parts. So and today I also made a quick forklift to go with my 924.
We won't mention the elastic band.
Yeah, it's temporary until I find a real Lego elastic band somewhere. I don't know where I put it in my mess.
Interesting. Yeah.
So, and I wanted to, since I opened my second 10497 Galaxy Explorer set,
Yeah.
I got a bad case of scratch canopy because everybody, I saw some posts on Facebook
Yeah.
that or Facebook groups that people were complaining about having scratch windows and scratch canopies, but they posted pictures, but you don't. They were like little dents or little scratch. So I was I was telling myself, well, that's not a real problem. I mean, it's Lego parts. You're gonna get some tiny scratch
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
on the windows, but
Yeah.
I mean, this is really bad.
That is like something just worked its way down, pushing up
Yeah,
against. Yeah. Did you
this
actually
is
send
like,
Lego a picture of that when you?
well, I didn't, but if they ask for one, I'm gonna post a link to this video, or
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna post a
Yeah.
picture.
In that case, hi Lego. We love you. Yeah.
So yeah, I did email Lego and ask for a replacement part, and haven't heard back from them yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Emailed them this morning. So I'm guessing they say they're gonna, if they have any question, they're gonna email me back in 2 days. So
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay.
I'm waiting to hear from them, or if they don't email me back, they say they're gonna send the parts.
Yeah.
And when I went to Lego website,
Ooh.
on the
Ooh.
Lego
Ooh.
website for, ooh, my Megdo is here. Uh, so, and when I went to the Lego website to complain about my canopy, it says on the website that this particular piece is actually out of stock right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing they're saying that because it's not added to the bricks and the
Yeah. They
pick a
haven't
brick
gotten it added
part.
in. Yeah.
So I'm guessing that it's not all out of stock and they're just like holding on
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
people
Uh,
not to order them.
I'm
And
just going to pop something up here on the screen. For those of you, and unfortunately, I can't actually post this. This doesn't post to Facebook. But for those of you, that are on Facebook, if you want your username to display on the screen, you have to go to streamyard.com/Facebook, enter in your username, and give them basically allow them to look you up on Facebook. And if you do that, then your name will start appearing. So
and you know,
yeah,
it's bad because the first canopy, I mean, it's perfect. The first canopy is perfect.
yeah, no
No
scratches at
scratch,
all.
scratches at all. But the second one is like badly scratched. So
Yeah, and I showed you one before the show. I showed you one that I have from my 918 build that it has a couple of scratches on it. This one is actually pretty good. It just looks like it's got some fingerprints on it. A couple of scratches just on the side of the canopy, but nothing major. Um, so yeah, space. Hey Chris.
hey, Chris.
And I've starred some on our side. I've starred some of the messages from Facebook users about what Lego should do for their 100th anniversary, and we'll get to that after our news and stuff. But I've started them so that we can come back to it. Um, so yeah, we're up to 8 right now.
So basically, that's what I did. And next up is doing the 918 version,
Yeah.
and that will probably be more easy because I have you and Dave who already worked out the problems with the landing gears, and so I'm gonna probably just gonna look up what you did and
Yeah.
go from there. So
Freaking scratches. Be right back. So Matthew Gunning, who gave us the idea for tonight's chat, for tonight's chat, he is watching, I guess, but he put in our Facebook Messenger group that he thought that Dave said scratched canopies, and then realized, oh no, he said scratched canopies.
no, that's my
Yeah, well, that's
beautiful
just
French accent.
yeah, yeah. We're not making fun of it. It just it did when you first said it. I was like, what? Oh, canopy. Okay, yeah. So, so what I will do is I'll go. I'll talk about what I'm doing. I'll give myself the mostly big screen. Dave, you can eat. Dave's got McDonald's. That's no fair. How come I don't have McDonald's?
Because you don't have a beautiful and loving wife like I do.
Yeah, I guess so. Wait, that doesn't sound nice, but okay,
Oh,
fine.
what did you
It's
do
accurate.
there this week?
So yeah, this week um, this week, what did I do? Oh, I was on the weekend on Saturday, Tora lug, which is my current new lug, my lug that I'm in
Well,
now.
it's your lug.
My lug, yeah. Well, I'm new to it, so I don't know how to say it. Yeah, anyways. I haven't been in the lug for about 5 or 6 years, so I decided to join these guys, and they did a show up in Barrie, Ontario, which is about a 2 hour drive for me. It's about an hour and a half for them to drive from Toronto. So it was like a 1 day show at the Barrie Fairgrounds, and we did a little display. And actually, you know what? I can quickly, as I'm talking, I'll grab some pictures. Because if I had, thought ahead of time, I would have done that, right? But I didn't. Um,
Again, this piece at the quality production of this show.
high quality production, 100%. I'm just trying to figure out how to full screen this now.
Yeah. You got one host who didn't plan his picture and one host who's eating while he's streaming. So
That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, anyways, oh, Matt
oh,
has joined us as well. Hello, Matt.
hey Matt,
Greetings,
Great Lakes.
salutations.
Great Lakes, Matt.
Great
Um,
Lakes, Matt.
That's
anyways, let me just throw up the thingy. So yeah, we did a show on the weekend, and when I got there, it was basically one person was here with some buildings set up, and just to give you an idea, it was a covered building. The walls are all open on the sides, and we basically heard the midway, the fairground, all the rides and stuff. We basically heard, right behind this green wall is one of those old style cars that are on a track. And
Okay.
all the entire day we hear kids honking beep 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 and stuff. It's like anyway.
So it was a fair. That was my
It was a fair, yeah.
question.
So it was a fair. We did it for 1 day. They're open for 4. So as a test, we did it for 1 day. We're now trying to figure out the logistics next year to see if it can go longer. The problem is it's an open area fair, right? There's not really any, like, there's security guys that walk around, but in the middle of the night, technically someone could probably sneak in and do stuff. Anyway, so I set up my Royal York Hotel and the Union Station. So this is the first time it's appeared in Canada together. It did appear in Alabama once, but at least both pieces. Royal York Hotel has been out on has been at the
At the Royal York.
Brick Fest. Well, at the real Royal York in our last Brick Fest back in '97 or 07. Sorry, 17. Wow.
Wow.
2017.
That was 5 years ago.
That was, and here's the funny part, yeah, because as I was posting, or as I set this up, I got a Facebook memory 5 years ago that day. I was downtown at the Royal York. Me and the kids, they'd given us a couple of free nights, so we went to the CNE in Toronto. And when I got in there, there was a card that they had taken the Royal York outside and took a picture of it, like looking up onto the full Royal York. So it's like my hotel right in front of theirs, and it was like a thank you card type thing. And I got the memory of that on the same day I was showing this for the first time in a while. Actually, the card's hard to see, but it's right here. You kind of see it's off to the side. So Royal York, and yeah.
I'm assuming that casual people walk by, recognized it. They oh yeah.
Here, yes.
Okay.
I had a few people that were like, "Oh my god, I walk through there every day when I go to work," and I'm like, "I feel sorry for you," because they have to go to work. So they have to go down there. So
I'm assuming in Alabama, no one recognized it.
I think one person recognized it.
Is that right? It's
yeah, one person looked at it and said, "Is this Toronto?" I'm like, "Yep," because I'm from that area. Yeah. Other than that, no one recognized it. I did add in some of the new Via Rail trains. This is their new livery that they're coming out with, or at least as close as I could get, and then like the older one. So I was trying to get a little bit of those in, and they're on these outer tracks usually, at least from what my research has shown. Anyway, so then other people that built stuff. I met a few people that I don't know their name. I met them and I can't remember their names because I'm horrible. But yeah, there was a nice Pirates Cove here, or sorry, not a Pirates. What do they call it? The What are the pirate time soldiers called? Are you just making fun of me? I get it.
No, I'm eating my fries right now. And
Yeah. Anyways,
I don't
basically,
I'm
like
being
to know
happy.
anything about pirates. I would just call it pirates related or something.
well, yeah, the military from the pirates era. I can't remember what it is. Maybe others can. I don't
Imperial?
Port Royal.
know.
Imperial.
Imperial Navy, yeah, something like that.
Because the big ship was the Imperial flagship.
There you go. Okay, fine. Matt knows nothing. He said.
I only know because at one point I thought about trying to re-brick that set because I think it's an impressive sailing boat. But then
Matt is teaching at a university, but he knows nothing.
He's teaching American politics.
I only know American politics. What can I say?
Not British or French.
There's a lot of things I don't know.
Yeah,
I know one thing very well, but yeah.
So someone had built a dragon training area or dragon bin or pen. I don't know. The dragon was coming out of a cave of some sorts or some kind of portal. He was a little sideways there because they didn't fix him when they. Sorry.
Is that inspired by How to Train Your Dragon? Because
that looks like that. That looks like that. I was
thinking that too. I was thinking that too. The guy who built it was on the other end of the display though, so I didn't really get a chance to ask him. Someone had built a Peach's Castle, and then there was. I'm trying to hit the forward button on the wrong screen. Then there was 3 small builds. There was like a SpongeBob miniature, one from The Simpsons.
I like I like those nuclear cooling towers.
Yeah, and then a Futurama build as well. Or at least that's what they said it was. I haven't watched.
Yeah, I reckon that in the middle. In the middle, you can see the actual base.
Is this their base?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I have to admit that I never watched Futurama. And why does it look like I'm standing? That's not me. Okay.
I like the skyscraper there on the left.
Jeff, you have to watch Futurama. As a space fan, you have to.
Yeah, I know. I just never got a chance to. It's on Disney Plus now, so I should go and watch it. And then
Definitely.
One of the little train displays that was beside me, just at a standstill or not a non-motorized display.
It's still cool.
It's
it's still cool. Yeah,
it had like a mansard house right next to like an ultra modern
tower.
Tower on the one hand, and then the stack on the other. That's really interesting.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's like the guy wouldn't sell.
And then like the guy wouldn't sell. Yeah, pretty much. And then that followed with
"You're gonna get my house."
Then this followed with me taking pictures of everything I need to fix in my modular because I realized that I'm missing a curved piece here because when I first built it I didn't have those pieces yet, or we didn't have enough of them. I'm missing a plate here. I'm missing a brick here. There's a yellow piece here instead of a tan piece. This is on the back of the building, so it's not that bad. But it's like this is my to-do list basically for later this week. I had a burger.
Well, you should leave the yellow plate there, Jeff. It looks like water damage.
You don't want water damage in a fancy hotel, though.
Hey, it's outside.
When I get to shows, I always notice the missing parts, and then I'll look around in the bottom of my containers, and I'm always amazed that I can never seem to find the missing part. I'm like, where did it go?
I have a feeling that gray piece that was missing probably is in with the castle, because I probably took it out and realized, there's a small piece here, and just didn't know where it went. So one of the guys, Joseph, had 3D printed a skeleton, which is pretty cool, and he's got not a Benny, Emmett figure and a couple of micro scale Star Wars ships. Well, I think some of those could be modified sets too. And then there was a guy there named Bruce, who he has some displays of cars, but he also took Hot Wheels track with Lego and some motorization or some it's motorization the way I want to say it. He's basically I didn't
propulsion system.
Yeah, he's basically got a ramp, like a controlled ramp that's remote control. So you press a button, like you put 2 cars in, you press a button, and then the ramp drops at the same time, and you can see who wins at the end. There's a time or a result.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, he had bought about 2 or 3 cases of Hot Wheels vehicles, probably more than that. He was basically letting the kids play, race them, and then they get to take the car with them when they left.
That's always a winner when you're doing shows and you have some interactive part or component where the kids can actually play, that's always a winner.
Yeah. And then there's a small great ball contraption there as well. And I thought it was hilarious because when they showed up, someone brought in the "Please do not touch" labels, which are the ones that we used in BrickFet. Which I thought was absolutely hilarious because it's like, hey, I know where those came from.
Those are historical markers.
They are. And then there was they built a tower. This is back from the Lego Towers game. They built some modular or basically some tower levels that can just slide in without the elevator, and they had I think 20 of them installed. So they slid in, and then there was lights above each level to light up each of them. So it was kind of cool. And someone had brought a Christmas train because Christmas in August. Why not? And that's how many steps I had done. Oh, and here's another shot from that Imperial base. Just some of the inside shots, the basement shots, things like that. More defects of my thing. Let's just close this now. Anyway, we'll get to that later. So yeah. Oh, Dave just disconnected or something.
Uh-oh.
Weird. Not sure what happened there.
He'll probably be back.
He'll come back, yeah. So yeah, I did that on Saturday, and that took a long time to describe. But hey, pictures are always fun. I did build the forest hideaway set on a Monday stream for Old Grey Bricks. So that was a fun little build. Didn't take too long. I do have a castle here that I will build. I just still not sure. It finally came in. Well, I think it came in last Friday or last Wednesday. But I don't know. I want to build it, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if I want to build it because then I won't have a castle to build because I've already built one, and it's technically a bouncy castle, as you guys have said before as well for the real castle. That's over there.
So I'm slightly weird in that when there's new sets that come out,
yeah,
I don't rush home and build them. I will bring them home and set them up on the edge of my table and just admire them and look forward to it for some length of time, and then I'll be like, tonight's the night.
Yeah,
I'm gonna break the seals and we're gonna open it up. So I mean, if it were my house, even if I had the castle, it might just sit there for a month, and I just oh, it's gonna be fun when I open that up. I don't know.
Well, the other thing is I need a display space for it, so I think I said it. I've got Hogwarts Castle sitting. I think I've done this before too.
I would like to do like Matthew, but unfortunately, I have young kids, so I basically do the same thing, but I don't appreciate having the kit at the end of the table. I don't have the time. And when I find it, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna build this.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna take apart. I think I'm gonna dismantle Hogwarts Castle because I've had that up for 4 or 5 years, and I'll put the castle up there. I think for now. But in order to do that, I have to dismantle the castle and all that stuff too.
Yeah, but think of all the tan you're gonna sort.
I know. I bought that for the tan and for the building experience because I was building with the kids. Although they got bored of it pretty quick. So, but
kids these days.
Teenagers.
I know. What's with the kids? Jeez. So I think that's about it.
Teenagers.
Busy few days at work that I haven't had a chance to. I've been working later in the evening, so I haven't had a great chance to do anything. But yeah. Anyway, Matt, how about you? What have you been working on since?
How's your secret project?
Yeah.
So my secret project finally wrapped on Sunday, and I thought, oh, it's not going to take any time at all to take photographs, and I was totally wrong. I'm pretty good landscape photographer. We like to go on trips out west, and I'm pretty good at mountains and trees and stuff. And so I was overconfident, and so I took my creation, which I am not allowed to show you until Lego releases the pictures, but that'll happen eventually. But I took my creation and I went to a local park, and there's grass and trees, and I'm like, this will be a nice backdrop. And I hated almost every picture that I took. And so I get back that night, and I only liked maybe 2 or 3 of the photos. And I was like, I'm going to have to do it again. And so the next morning I get up, it's a Sunday morning, and I just went out to my flower bed, and those actually turned out better. I found some pictures that I liked better, but it still took a lot of time. And the funny thing is that when I'm at the park, you know, I've got the thing and some minifigs. I'm trying to do some storytelling, you know, and so I'm trying to arrange them so that they're lined up with the angle of the camera. And this lady, she's like walking down this like walking path, and she's like, "Are you okay?" She thought I was injured.
Because you're lying on the grass.
I'm laying flat on the ground, and I have my head like down by the ground because I'm trying to look at what the camera's gonna see. You know, I'm trying to like take a picture, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. You know, I'm a middle-aged guy taking pictures of a Lego set in a park, but other than that, I'm fine."
Oh, that's awesome.
But
yes, I have problems, but not of the health kind.
right.
I just realized the StreamYard has changed. When I show a thing now, it just goes over the person's face as opposed to pulling inward and showing us above it.
Okay.
Which is kind of nice. Although the fact that it covers my face, not necessarily nice, but it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe if there's a fourth person, it'll act differently. Anyway, so yeah, continue, Matt.
So being done with that project was great because there were a number of things that I kind of wanted to do more than that project, but that project had a deadline. So that deadline has been completed. And so like one of the things that I want to do is expand this Harry Potter set. So the 12 Grimwald set, which I really like it when you open it up and the building, and so you can open it so that the darker building is level, but I actually like it slightly set back. I think that looks really nice. So I bought a second set and I sold the minifigs, which basically paid for probably 50% of the set. I did pretty well selling the minifigs. So I've got another set of bricks and I need to decide, am I going to make it taller or am I going to make it wider? And the back is pretty unfinished. So it'll need more volume to, you know, finish it out, and I'll have to design a backside. But I'm really excited about turning it into a modular street filler. So that's a project. And the other thing, I bought a couple other Marvel sets to just sell the minifigs and keep the parts. And so this one, I sold the minifigs, and I bought it just because it had a lot of nice dark red parts. And it has a glowing heart you push on the back of the thing and it lights up. And if you press hard enough, the heart pops out. Oh no!
Oh no! He's dead.
If you know your Nietzsche, there's a brick shaped heart in the center of this Lego man.
There you go. I don't know what you're talking about, but okay, I'll just smile and nod.
Nietzsche said that there's a God-shaped hole in the center of human beings.
Oh,
okay. He explained religion. He said, you know, like human beings want a God to exist, and they're anyways. I'll stop being a professor.
Oh, jeez.
But and the other thing I'm doing is I tend to buy the Harry Potter sets for the bricks. There's cool parts in there, and I'm not particularly a Potter fan. I never read the books, and I find the movies kind of slow. And I suppose if you're a fan of the books, it's probably fine. But I didn't read the books, so I bought a couple of the recent sets. You know, put the figs on Bricklink, and so now I'm parting them out and mixing the stuff back in, and so I've got all these gray and olive parts that I'm parting back into my collection. So
cool.
That's
cool. Awesome. For your modular, the Grimald place, are you just doing the three faces, the three buildings? Or are you going to do 4 or 5? The type thing, like it might look better as a row of townhouses if it's
I'm leaning towards making it wider rather than taller. Because if you sit that right next to recent modulars, the height is actually pretty good.
Yeah, okay.
If I made it taller, it would kind of tower over the other official modulars. So I think I am just going to make it wider. Of course, it comes with 2 brown and 1 black in the middle. So what I'll probably do is I'll need to pull the parts to do a third black. So it'll be like black, peanut. I think that's like a peanut color. So it'll be like peanut black, peanut black, peanut black. So it'll be like 5, 6 across, 5 across.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Cool. All right. I guess we'll hop into the news now. Let me just queue up the
The
news.
news.
There's not a lot of news
This
though.
week in the news.
Which is basically nothing. So it's
This week.
this week scraping the bottom of the barrel for some news. That's probably a better way of saying it. So first up, we have the Lego VIP lunch.
The lunchbox.
Going back to school and all.
Lego the lunchbox.
A VIP
Lego
lunchbox.
the flamethrower. Kids love that one.
One of the, I think it was the Bricks and Pieces Discord group, was mentioning that if you look carefully at this guy's hand, his last finger is not a thumb; it's a finger. So he's got 5 fingers, and it does say today in 1920 or in 2065, Lego is the greatest building toy in the universe. So maybe the comment was maybe in 2065 we've outgrown thumbs and we have just a full finger. But yeah, 2,500 VIP points if you want that. It's available tomorrow. If you're here in North America and elsewhere in Europe, it's already available because it's already tomorrow.
So basically, that's what, $20. I think you can cash in 2,600 for a $20 coupon.
Yeah, something like that.
So basically, you're paying about $20 for the.
Yeah.
Question is, who's gonna get the lunchbox?
I actually might get that. So
well, you do go to school still, so.
Well, no, there's just something. I mean, like those are the kind of lunchboxes that I had as a kid, and so the previous lunchbox sets that they've come out with, those have been VIPs that I didn't flip. I kept those because I thought they were kind of fun to take to conventions. So like, I'll keep the lunchbox, and I might put like some minifigs in there.
I was imagining Matt showing up at the faculty with his Lego lunchbox.
It doesn't come with a thermos though, just for the record.
No, that's sad. But yeah, I personally flipped my Pirates gift with purchase to buy other stuff, but I would actually keep that. I would keep that and store stuff in it or take it to shows. I think it's fun.
Sorry, my kid off my.
I killed the conversation.
What was that, Matt?
I said I killed the conversation.
No. My son popped by, so I had to talk to him quickly. Okay, next up, news-wise, so the Harry Potter Hogwarts Express came out today. For those of you that are
again, my question: who's gonna buy that?
Who's gonna buy that? It is still available. I did double check. It's only $620 Canadian. So, obviously, I think there's some Potterheads and maybe some train fans that'll buy it. But beyond that, I'm not sure what the market is for this one. I guess anybody who's train fans. I was gonna say who's into steam engines and stuff might.
So I walked into my local Lego store and they were putting together the store display.
Yeah.
And they just had the base for the track, and it's big.
It's long,
so like if you build the track together, it is probably I want to say 3 or 4 base plates wide.
Yeah.
So if you're going to put that in your house, it's going to really eat up some shelf space. So you're going to need to put it on top of a bookshelf or have a really wide bookshelf.
I mean, I'm just looking at the dimensions. 118, so 47 inches. So it's 4 feet wide, long, 118 centimeters.
4 feet long.
1 inch shy of 4 feet.
That's a real dust collector.
Yeah. That's a lot of dusting to do for sure. But yeah, I mean, obviously that's coming. That's the biggest release for the September wave. Although the Lighthouse is coming out too as well, and all the advent calendars also. But so yeah, the next one up, the mini Disney Haunted Mansion set was in stock when it first came out back in August, and it went out of stock. And so there was an article yesterday, 2 days ago, saying that it's back in stock. This is a $54 Canadian set. It is still in stock. So if you are looking to get it, it's still available.
$55.
55. Yeah, I've got it on my list basically because I just bought the smaller castle as well, the first one in this series. This is something I decided to just invest in. I'm just buying both of these sets, and I'll buy any other ones that come out and just see if they're going to be worth money in the future. Because $50,
probably
$55, I can spare that.
Probably because there's some diehard Disney fans out there.
For sure. That's what I'm hoping.
Although I will say that when the first Disney collectible minifig series came out, I bought one of each purely to resell.
Yeah.
And I've been a little disappointed in how long it's kind of taken for that to rise in price.
Are you? Oh yeah.
I have the full set on my Bricklink store, and it's still there. No one's
Yeah.
bought it yet. Maybe I'm
Yeah,
trying.
but I think the problem with the collectible minifigs of that series is that Lego flooded the market with lots and lots and lots of boxes.
Series
So
one.
they were
was out of stock for a
easily,
while.
you could easily find them in stores. So
Yeah.
they were not that rare. So
Yeah. So Matt, it's actually better to individually sell them, because what you're getting is you're getting the people that they've got all but one or two of them.
Okay.
So they'll buy them that way. You're not making as much money as if you sell the full set. Like I had Series 1 in my store. I had a full set of Series 1 that sold for usually it would sell for about $370. I think that's what Bricklink priced it out at. And I had Series 1 also broken up by individual figs. And I basically sold out all those. So I took that bag of $370 minifigs and broke it into individual ones. And that the retail for the individual ones I think was about $340 or $350.
Oh.
So it's $20 less, but I've already sold one of those figs. So I find they do move quicker, although getting closer to Christmas, maybe you'll get someone that wants them. Also, there's the rumor of Disney Series 3 coming out next year for the Disney 100th anniversary. Now, there's nothing official about that yet, but it's all just rumor at the moment. But obviously, I mean, if that's coming out, maybe there will be more of a demand for a full series as well, because people will be like, oh, I need to collect the original ones first.
Well, I will say Disney as a corporation keeps making the bet that its fans will pay ever larger prices to go to amusement parks. And so far, it seems to be working out just fine for them. So
Yep. And my wife was actually looking at, well, we want to go to Disney eventually.
Yeah.
With the kids, because I never went, and I do want to take my kids. And the window is closing because my oldest is going to be 15 this Friday.
Yeah.
So
Nate has jumped in, Mr. Blue, formerly known as. Hello.
So and we were looking at staying in one of their Disney resorts, and I mean, for 1 week it's like more than $5,000
Yeah,
US.
it's more expensive to fly or to go to Disney than it is to go to Europe.
It's crazy.
Like insane. Yeah.
Crazy.
Would you drive down or fly down?
I would probably fly down, because if I drive down, I mean, it means like I have 3 days to 3 days to go and 3 days to come back, and with my kids, I mean, they're gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
If they spend that much time in the car.
Is there an American airport that is close to Montreal that you can fly out of that would fly to?
Well, probably either Burlington or Plattsburgh.
Okay.
But
because that's the cheaper way to go.
Yeah. Well, we look at the prices, and it's not that much cheaper. I mean, we didn't look really deep, but we kind of checked it out, and there was like a $80 difference between Montreal and Plattsburgh. So
so not so much. And the other thing is, when do you want to go?
Well, we were looking at maybe the end of October this year, or either the first week of January.
Second week of January, I think, is the better. Like, I know it's back into the school, but the second or third week of January is their quietest time of the year, at least historically, because the Christmas rush is done. They actually have a couple of what do you call it, runs. I can't think of the words. My brain is not working today. But not biathlon, but just the regular running sport. Marathons. They have some marathons that go in January, so keep your eyes on that. But if you go in between those times, it's probably the quietest time to go to Disney. When I went back in 2015 with my kids, and it was the coldest weather we had was about 6 or 7 degrees, so it was cooler, but it was still not freezing. I mean, that was a cold spell for them. So I mean, we did the parks, and it wasn't that busy. I mean, there were still lineups, but it wasn't as bad, for sure. So, I mean, you'll get to all that when you do the research. The other thing is you have to book things 6 months in advance or 2 months in advance, I think, from like hotel restaurants and stuff. If you want to go to them, it's just crazy. But
Mario is right. Lego expect people to pay a premium to go to Disney, crazy. And they're actually right, because people are still going to Disney and going. Because we look at it, and there's already things booked for October, the end of October, and the first week of January. There's some rooms that are not available because they're already booked. So
yeah. Well, and I mean October, you're getting right into Halloween season too, and they do a whole thing there too. So
there's a surprising amount of people that I've bumped into, not my family, but that I've bumped into, who just like, oh, we're going to Disney every year. Like it's just an annual expectation for them.
Yeah.
But the way that they have raised the prices, it's really become a like once a decade thing for I think in a lot of households. Like you have to make a hard choice if you're going to go to Disney every year. You're not going to be spending a lot on other vacations for most people.
Yeah.
I guess I just find it very distasteful personally.
I think it also depends on, like, Dave, you've got, 3 kids, right? So, like, that's what, 2 rooms you book, or can you book a 1 room that has enough beds?
Well, we look at 2 rooms or booking a suite, actually. So.
Yeah, I mean, or you might want to look at like a condo just off-site, like a bed and breakfast or something.
Yeah, but if we were off-site, then we'd have to rent a car.
And car rentals are super expensive these days too because of the market.
Yeah, so, and when you're staying in the Disney resort, you get to go in like an hour earlier, so early access. So do we want to be off-site and lose an hour?
Yeah, it's crazy. So all right, let's get
I went to the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge right before COVID, so I went in. COVID showed up in March. And huge Star Wars fan. I have been since came out when I was 6.5. And I guess the thing that I really resented is I thought it was a lot to get in the park. Right? It's like $100 to get in one park for a day, and then you get to Galaxy's Edge, and there's like 2 rides. One of which was the Rise to the Resistance, which is a good ride.
Yeah.
But we stood in line for, I don't know, like an hour and a half. And then there's 2 rides, and then everything else, you have to spend extra money. So if you want to build the droid, it's $100. If you want to do the lightsaber, it's another $100.
Yeah.
If you want to eat in the Olga's Cafe, you have to get a time. Everything's pretty expensive. I will say the food was very tasty.
Yeah, I'd heard that.
We ate at the restaurants, and it was better than I expected in terms of food quality. But you walk around and everything's just another shop. I mean, and I'm a Star Wars fan, so I dropped a fair amount of money on Star Wars stuff. But I just felt like, I paid $100 to get in. And basically for that, you get 2 rides and the chance to buy stuff like that. It's just more trying to separate you from your dollar. And I don't know. It left a bad taste. I was like, I may not come back for like a decade. They'll have to make something really spectacular to get me back. I was a little turned off by the merchandise.
Yeah. All right, that's enough Disney talk for now. We might come back to it. There might be more. Who knows? But next up in the news is another theme. Back to the Future Time Machine is available again in the Lego shop.
It's back from the future.
Back, or from the past, or it's available again. This was posted today, and by the way, it's not. It's out of stock again. It went back to the past or back to the future.
It went back.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if I want this one. I mean, I think it looks cool for sure, but and it's very hard to get, it seems like. So maybe I want it because of that. I don't know.
Well, it actually looks great, and the price point is not that bad, considering all the pieces that you get and how the model looks and everything. But I mean, you're right. It's really hard to get, and it's hard to.
Interesting. So
and it's probably gonna be another dust collector because
for sure.
Once you build it, you're just gonna put it on your shelf and look at it and
and admire it and say, hey, I've got that. So they have the notify when in stock email thing usually on Shop at Home. It's actually grayed out here, and the message is saying it's so popular we've turned off the notify when in stock option because we've reached the limit of subscribers.
So there's like a bunch of people who watch the set who will get notified when it's back in stock.
Yeah.
But newcomers don't even try.
I can't be notified. So basically, that tells me if I ever see it in the Lego store, maybe I should just buy it, and even if I don't want to actually build it, maybe I'll just buy it and hold on to it because apparently it's.
Oh, you can buy it and resell it for a premium, probably.
Well, yeah. If I did, I'd hold on to it for a while though. I don't want to be that guy that just flips it right away.
Yeah, I'm a long-term buy and hold.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would buy one just for my Bricklink store in the long run. I personally, I have a bunch of UCS Star Wars sets, but I'm not going to put that on my shelf. I mean, I enjoyed the movie, but it doesn't mean it's not that special to me that I'm going to put it on my shelf. So it's a pass. It's a pass for me personally. I might buy it at the store. But.
Yeah. So so much for that. So they are. Brick fan is also asking, is this the end of Lego DC Superheroes? Because there's only one set coming out in the near future, which is a little 4+ Batman set.
You gotta wonder because of all the canceled movie releases.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like they're not selling a lot of the sets to begin with because there's not any property coming out. I mean. Aquaman 2 is coming out at the end of the year, but we haven't heard any rumors of any Aquaman 2 sets coming out at all.
It's a good point.
And there was a rumor that the Flash sets have been pushed back to 2023 as well to match up with that movie since it was delayed. But yeah, we've had other than that 4+ set, there's been no sets announced this year and stuff. So, and I mean, just a few years ago, we had the 89 Batmobile, the Batwing, and the Tumbler, right? So we've had some big sets, and so ideally we should be up for that.
That raises a question. I could probably do some Googling and see when they last renewed the rights agreement. Maybe it is coming to an end. Who knows? Maybe that's what's going on.
But I mean, I don't think Warner Brothers would want to no longer have that's just making money for them, right?
Probably.
So,
yeah, but there was a point in time where companies actually had to prove to Lego that the sets were worthy. They were worthy of being made into Lego sets. So I'm guessing now Lego is saying, well, you're not worthy anymore. Probably. Yeah. Maybe.
I mean, just going on that little tangent we've been doing a lot of tangents today. The DC universe.
It's slow news week, so
well,
lots of tangent.
The DC universe, they canceled the Batgirl. They wrote off the Batgirl show. It was fully filmed, and they ended up writing it off as a tax write-off to save themselves $90,000, $90 million, or something like that.
$90 million.
And that thing cannot be shown anywhere ever. Otherwise, they'll owe the IRS that money.
Yep.
So that, and from what I'd heard, it went through screenings, at least one round of screening, and the viewers rating was about 80%. Like a lot of people thought it was decent enough to the way it was. So, they've killed that. There was another show that was, the Flash is still coming out in next year. That's still the plan. So that one surprised me a little bit too with all that's been going on with that person, but I don't know. Anyway,
I'm a Marvel person, so
Yeah, me too.
DC falls into the chasm.
Personally, I'm a big DC fan,
Okay.
and I'm constantly disappointed since Christian Bale played Batman.
Yeah.
We haven't seen a good DC movie yet.
Yeah. Oh, Shazam's coming out too still. So I mean,
yeah,
or not Shazam.
I like Shazam. Shazam was pretty good.
Yeah, and Black Adam as well is coming out. I knew there was other ones coming out. I just couldn't think about them. So, but with all those 3 movies coming out, you would expect to hear something about sets or something, right?
And I will tell you that Shazam minifig was sought after, because I bought the set and parted it out, and the Shazam was a hot commodity on Bricklink.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, wow. And I mean, also, I'm thinking in my Bricklink store, the DC. No, that's not. I was gonna say the DC line of characters didn't sell well, but I just realized that's actually the Batman movie and the Batman movie 2 series figs. Those ones are horrible sellers. I sell them, but I've got a crap ton of them because they were really cheap because they went on clearance.
Yeah, they were on clearance in Toys R Us for like $1.99.
Yeah, something like that. So I bought a bunch of them for the store. And
you could buy a whole box on Shop at Home on clearance. Like
that's true too.
Self clearance those out.
Yeah, they definitely overproduced.
Almost bought a case. I was like, I don't know. Like, if they don't sell, I'm not a huge fan. I don't with like 5 copies of things. So. But the other thing about that second Batman series is it didn't just have characters from the Lego Batman movie. It had other characters that are part of the DC universe, and you know, it's kind of sold poorly. You would think that there might be like fans of the other characters who would buy those minifigs up, but apparently it didn't do. Maybe they overproduced it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say they probably more overproduced, or the fans of those characters don't know that they exist, or there's only a few. They didn't.
Yeah, you
less fans than what they produced.
You would have to be a really diehard DC fan to know each of the characters that.
So the DC Collectible Fig Series that came out a few years ago, I have a few of those figs, but that's one of the few series I don't actually own.
Okay.
And I have in one of my Bricklink wanted lists. I have the figures that I know I'm missing, and I don't know if I'll ever bother buying them. Hold on, Dave. I'll full screen you for a second here. Yeah, like those guys, the Flash and stuff. No, but that one's from the movie though, isn't it? That's from the Lego movie.
That's from the collectible. Yep.
Oh, okay. What do I know? Nothing. I know nothing.
Now we know you don't have that one either.
I know I do.
Okay.
I think I have that character, the Tigress one. Tigress?
Cheetah, I think.
Cheetah. Yeah, I suck.
It'll be great for my Cheetah lounge.
or my Cheetos.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're just Green Lantern.
Yeah.
And there's a few characters I would like to have. I don't have the Green Lantern, so that's one of them. But I don't know. I should resurrect, or I should go through what I have and figure out.
Superman.
Yeah. But how many Supermans do we have, right?
Was Superdog in that lineup? I don't remember.
No, he wasn't.
He was in the party. He was in the DC Comics party set, I think. Maybe.
See, I don't know who that is actually.
That's Red. Isn't that Red Tornado? No. I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
I don't know.
But I'm busy streaming, so.
See, I'm a DC fan, but I'm not a diehard DC fan, so I don't know each of those characters. I needed to look them up actually to know each of the characters.
Yeah, fair enough.
My favorite DC character that I had no idea even existed until he came out as a minifig was the polka dot guy.
Oh yeah, polka dot mirror.
I went on Bricklink and bought that particular figure just because I like the polka dot guy, and then it comes on a round base that also has dots on it. Like it's an exclusive base. Only that one figure came with it, and I just had to have it. It was.
All right, let's see if we can finish up the rest of the news and get into an actual discussion. Because that's pretty much the end of the news. Now we just have the Lego Ideas. Thomas the Tank Engine receives 10,000 supporters.
I actually love that idea.
I mean, we don't have a Lego one. We've only ever had a Duplo one. Yep. And I think most Lego train people would probably buy one of these sets because then they can put it on their train display and the kids will love it.
Yep. The kids would go wild.
Yeah, I'd probably get one just to have it on a train display or something. Assuming something like this, I would expect to be less than $50 or somewhere in the $50 range. So, next up we have the Lego City Sandwich Shop gift with purchase has been revealed. This is the day after we went live. Last Wednesday it was revealed.
With a Uber bike.
It's the promo starts in Japan on September 16th, so we're expecting the same here. and probably around an $80 to $100 price point that it'll be available. Yeah, it comes with the Uber bike, as you said. But it's a cute little set. I mean, if I'm ordering some sets, I'll hold off and wait till this one's available to get it, because I think it's a cute little set for sure. It comes with one of those road plates as well, so that's why it's going to cost more. You have to spend more money to get it. Next up, we have a couple of Brothers Bricks sets. I pulled this up just because, space. Just kind of a cool looking little ship. And because I'm a Castle fan, Castle as well.
Ooh.
We know it's all about what I want because I'm running the show. So
yeah, it's the VW Bricks channel.
I know the stream is over. Just popping in before it ends. It's not over. We still got a little while, Ben. So welcome in. And we're going to actually hit the actual topic in a few minutes. And someone built a raccoon paladin for like a what you call it, anyways, Dungeons and Dragons type thing or something along those lines. I didn't really read it. I just saw raccoon paladins are just as fierce as they are cute. I thought that was cute. So
raccoon paladin.
Yeah.
Last up. Spaceship.
Last up. The Bricks new pieces added today. The Harry Potter train set came out. So there's a yellow brick, which I don't think that's actually new, but some pink mini legs, bright green through 2x3 tile. Tomorrow there'll be some more stuff, so we'll talk about that next week because the few sets come out tomorrow. And lastly, the Series 23 comes out tomorrow as well. And apparently the 6-packs that people have been buying that have been available here in Canada at our Toys R Us's for the past few weeks are not equally matched. People have opened them up and they bought multiple boxes and they have 4 of the same figures and then 2 different ones in each box. So be warned. I will probably buy a couple of these boxes just because if I get extras, I put them in my store and sell them at least $5. So I'm not really out the money. But I want more. I want as many Castle people and stuff.
Castle.
So one of the things that I've noticed is that I think that some of these CMFs actually you can actually get them for a cheaper price, waiting till they show up on BrickLink and they're out for a year. I see the price drop.
Yeah, because people will list them at whatever the price is and the average price. So I usually list them. If I list them, I'll go whatever the market is. But if it's under $5, I set the price to $5 because eventually someone's going to buy it at $5. Because I don't want to lose money on the figs. And I mean, yes, if I have one selling for $7, I can afford to go below $5 for the other. But you are trying to make some money as well, so you can buy more stuff. So,
yeah, I'm just surprised that I think Legos come pretty close at their initial pricing to what the market will bear. When you see that the secondary market has almost no appreciation, that's a sign to me that they're right near the ceiling.
Yeah, exactly. Rick has joined us from All Bricks Counts. Hello.
Shazam.
So tonight's topic, courtesy of Matt. Thank you, Matt, for this one. Since we just went over Lego's 90th anniversary, we're now talking 10 years from now. And the first thing that Ben posted here was,
the future.
In 10 years, will we be able to afford Lego? It's quite true because the prices will have gone up. But yeah, so I did some really horrible editing here on the 9, which we talked about earlier, and added a 1. So we have now 100 years of play. But yeah, so what first of all, Lego's 90th went off. They did add in some extra stuff afterwards, which was like that Walmart promo and stuff like that. So there was
which
a little bit
didn't get
more.
yet.
Yeah, I haven't gotten mine. Mine hasn't arrived yet either. But I know people.
Mine just showed up, so I mean they have them, but it took a while.
Yeah. Well, they have to go through all the appropriate channels or whatever to get things going. So yeah, the 90th anniversary happened. To me, there wasn't which we had mentioned previously. I don't think there was enough that they did to promote it. Things like that. Now, I don't know, like they were promoting a bunch of stuff. They did have a lot of 90 years of play type ads and social media and stuff, but I don't know. It just, after 90 years, you give us a couple of great sets, and a couple of smaller sets, which, you know, that's awesome. But I don't know. Am I bad saying I wanted more? Dave has a castle.
I do.
So
Hey, I still have my yellow castle
yeah, this is true too.
that I built
Um,
all by myself.
so
I mean,
yeah, go ahead, Matt.
I mean, the thing that I would say, and we chatted a little bit about this already,
Yeah.
but I think when you hit the 100th anniversary, they emphasized classic sets. You know, the sets that we on this show probably had as kids. I had the classic space only. I didn't have pirates and I didn't have castle, but lots of other people did, and that makes some sense. But if I were, you know, head of marketing for the 100th anniversary,
Thanks, man.
I would love to see them throw some love to some, like, maybe some more obscure things that weren't just in the 70s and 80s, but even some things that were in the 90s and the 2000s.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
you get to 100 years, that's a long history to celebrate. And, you know, one of the things that I tossed out is, you know, bring us some homage to the sort of Friends predecessors, the Scala and the Paradisa, and some of these sets that were more targeted towards, you know, female buyers, but it had interesting colors before we had a lot of interesting colors. You know, today we do, but I think it would be, I would probably buy like a throwback Scala type set or something like that that had some interesting pieces in it.
Yeah.
I mean, Scala was more almost dolls, but
or clickets even, or something like that. Like bring back
Paradisia would be a
well,
good
I mean, in
choice,
10
but-
years, maybe Friends will be done by then. Who knows?
I assume Friends is evergreen.
Yeah. I would assume so too. My sister sent me an article this morning, or a flyer that showed the Creator's Space set was available in the Walmart, or no, in the Costco flyer, which is online. It's like $10 or $15 cheaper than it is, but it's a $75 set for Creator on Costco, so it just wasn't worth it. So that's why it's not news, sis. But
yeah, I was a pass on that set. There wasn't enough there to induce me.
Ben's almost Paradisia complete. So yeah, I mean, like what we got into talking like on our chat was, hey, wouldn't it be great if every month Lego chose one of those themes and released 2 or 3 sets or whatever based on those themes.
I would love to see a Fabuland set.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd have to redo a bunch of molds maybe to get stuff like that done. But I mean, it's your 100th birthday, so you know, why not? Like, spend a bit of money, right? So, I mean, I thought that was a great idea. And then we started like the chat. I was busy working, and on my computer keeps on bing because everybody in our chat suddenly jumps in and it's like, oh yeah, you know, Castle and Space, and everybody else is like, it's not just those ones. But,
well, we know from the voting on that took place that there's a diehard Bionicle group that would probably love to get their hands on, you know, reimagined a couple Bionicle sets. And it's not a thing for me personally, but I'm all for Lego throwing a bone to different areas of the collecting community, of the fan community.
Yeah. Oh,
and you're right, Matt. They're the Bionicle fans are diehard fans, and I mean they're diehard and they're organized fans. So.
Yeah.
Unlike space fans who, for the life of me, cannot vote in unison for a set.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Bionicle fans, they are organized and they know what they want.
Yeah. So, and again, 100 years. So, like, I mean, Lego's been building sets since the 60s-ish, 50s, 60s. I don't know how much you can pull it from that generation, but let's just ignore maybe start at the late 70s, because that's when the real minifig thing started. So that gives you.
Well, I'm projecting here, and I would like to see like a set, one of those that Dave has in his Lego room, that the basic set with just the basic bricks.
Yeah.
Just a re-release of those set would be awesome. I mean,
if you did one a month though, so that's 12 months. So basically 12 different themes spanning 60, 70 years, because that's ideally how long the bricks existed for. Um, Obviously a little longer, but I mean the earlier sets were all just basic brick anyhow. So, I mean that's easily, you know, one theme every from 5 years, every 5 year period or something like that, or one group of sets.
And
I think
think
that'd be
about
awesome.
in the 90th anniversary, we didn't get anything town, but town was
Yeah.
like the first theme.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all
It's
three of
not-
them were the same. Yeah.
And we didn't get anything Technic, but there are diehard Technic fans out there also that would love to see some of the old Technic sets
Yeah,
come back to
exactly.
life.
Yeah. Axel's saying for their 100th birthday, they should give 100% off. I'm assuming that's off the prices. Yeah, I highly doubt they'll do that, but
maybe they'll double it 100%.
Yeah, probably that is gonna be the opposite. They're gonna double the prices.
Double the prices, yeah. Ben's on a Paradisia kick. He's like, it'd be relatively easy to recreate all these different Paradisia sets. Yeah, for sure. They'd have to use the new pink versus the old pink, though, obviously, as well. But yeah, I mean, it's just.
Oh, you could compromise from a few of those things.
Bionicle won't die. Earlier on, we had a few suggestions from Facebook. Lego should release 10 sets from the last 100 years. Lego should most iconic sets from the last 100 years and re-release them. So I mean, yeah, that's in there.
I mean,
as well.
if they did like a Galaxy Explorer thing for 10 iconic sets, I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a re-release, but work it out so fans can get their kicks.
Yeah. Ben's here saying that we're just getting the minifig factory, so in the next decade, Lego is going to do the set factory where you can get sets of yesterday on demand.
Well, what they could do with the classic space fans is they gave us a reimagined Galaxy Explorer. They could bring back like Alpha 1 moon base for the 100th anniversary, and I'm sure it would sell well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Or even a Blacktron set.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see, maybe not classic space, although in 10 years, if this is the last classic space we've gotten, then in 10 years we're going to be itching for more classic space. But Blacktron has yellow transparent screens too, so that'll work. Yeah,
Blacktron, even Ice Planet is
Ice
a
Planet,
very popular team. So
yeah. I don't know, or maybe instead of going to the public, maybe go to the set designers. What theme inspired you, and maybe like highlight the set designers as well as part of the 100th anniversary.
Yeah, because back in when we were young, set designers were not
fans
necessarily AFOs or fans of Lego. But nowadays, most designers are picked up from the Lego community, and they were actually Lego fans before becoming Lego designers.
Or your comment about the set designers got me thinking, an unproduced set that was like in prototype and in design but never actually got sold to the public. Yeah. There's got to be some stuff.
There's a few images of I'm trying to think of what it was. There's a few images of a space set that had trans. It was a theme they were going to continue, I think, and it had trans red corner canopies.
Oh, yeah. The Tron. It was something Tron.
Was it M-Tron? No, it was. Anyway,
not really M. I think Ocean Tron or
it was
C-Tron.
Years ago, C-Tron. Years ago, it was a picture, really bad picture on brick set years ago that someone had found. Axel Plate has a great suggestion. Maybe they'll give us goats.
Oh, before another 10 years passes.
Before another 10 years, we hope to God so. But the Technic Space Shuttle would be an epic set if they're talking Technic. Maybe even a revised, Technic Space Shuttle. I was going to say with the space shuttles, I think there's a newer one supposed to come out at some point in the next 10 years, maybe. I don't know if that's true or not, but unless there's another Lego movie and we see the next generation of space sets courtesy of Benny. I think there is another Lego movie in the planning, I think. But that's with Warner Brothers.
Wasn't that Can? Actually,
I don't know. I thought I heard.
I think I read that it was canned for the moment because the second one didn't do so well. And
Okay. Lego Movie 3. I'm just googling it right now quickly. The Final Piece 2023 full trailer, but I don't know. That's not obviously that's a fans canceled. Yeah. Anyways, who knows? I mean, at some point they'll probably come out with another Lego related property of some sorts for a movie, right? So we would assume, but yeah. So yeah, and I mean, obviously the biggest thing would be how to decide what if you were to do that a certain number of sets every month. You drop them. How do you decide what they are? I guess like I don't know. I still kind of like the idea a bit of getting the designers. I go to some of the designers that are from the olden days that may have retired and are still around and say, hey, you know, we want to
what
do a
was
little
your
write-up
favorite?
this month.
What was your favorite set that you designed?
What was your favorite set that you designed, or what was your favorite theme at that point? And we'll base this. You know, these are
Yeah.
so and so's picks for the month of January, and then
And
February go to like someone new, like Boone or whatever, and say, hey, what brought you in, or what's your favorite?
and we're talking about releasing sets, but I would do like a building event, like one big massive building event when
Like a
you
contest.
invite kids to show up at either Walmart's or I don't know, work something out with a retailer and just give away like free little kits that kids can put together and
Yeah.
during that building event.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your 100th anniversary. You want to mark the event, and also by marking the event, you want to grab hold of those kids that they're probably not playing with bricks or they want to play with bricks but they don't know how, or they're playing video games, so you invite them to a free big building event to mark the Lego anniversary, and you're gonna hook them. At least you're gonna hook a percentage of them, and
Yeah.
they're gonna be your future customer base.
Maybe they can create a digital platform for building Lego. Oh no, forget it. They've done that too many times. Maybe they get it right in another 10 years.
No, stop doing digital things, Lego.
Gonna come up with
You suck at digital.
a whole new video game where you have to get to the 100th anniversary prize or something.
There you
And
go.
which I will completely ignore like all of the other digital things.
Yeah. Ben has also said another trip for Fazoom and Fleabnork to go to Billund for another round of space designs. Yeah, that would be cool for them to go.
Oh, here's one.
Ooh.
They could give us a voting, like a voting competition, pull like 16 idea sets that didn't get made,
Yeah.
and give us a fan's choice for the 100th anniversary of like what's the idea set that they didn't make that you really really wish they had made, and then have like a vote off competition that could get fans like
so Lego. So take all 2,000 failed or non-selected in 10 years. 2,000 all non-selected Lego idea sets and put them all against each other and say pick the top 12 or the top 10 or whatever, top 100, because hey, it's their 100th anniversary.
Like a March Madness format, you know.
There you go.
Then they have a vote off. For me, I know what it would be. There was a guy who made a brick built T-Rex, which they made for Jurassic Park, their own version. But he did a brick built Stegosaurus, and I wanted that so bad.
Yeah.
It didn't even get close. But I've looked at the photos and been like, maybe I could figure out how to do this.
Yeah.
Brick built Stegosaurus would be fun.
You could always email him and ask if he's got the instructions.
I've tried to figure out what his contact is. Use the username, and I think he's in Scandinavia, and I had trouble figuring out where to reach him.
Yeah, I was being sarcastic regardless.
Oh, okay.
That's the running joke right now for, like people that post something on TikTok or whatever. It's like, hey, have you got the instructions for this? And no.
That would actually be, when we think about like potential product lines for Lego, if they did an entire series of not Jurassic World, but just brick built dinosaurs, they could take my money. Because I would buy every one of those things.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, a lot of kids would be into that too. I mean, I'm not sure, like the skill level, I don't know if a kid age level dinosaur would be still something that Matt would want to buy for brick built dinosaurs. But we've had a big brick built dragon years ago. He was green. He was about this tall. But yeah, that was their mascot dragon. But,
I mean, the Jurassic Park set with the really big brick built T-Rex. Yeah. I don't know, what was that, a $230 set?
Done that with creator sets though.
But they have proven that adults will drop $200.
Oh yeah, granted. So you're talking like a UCS dinosaur series.
Yes, big dinosaur. Big.
So like an Ultimate Fossil series or something. I don't know.
Awesome, I love it. Sign me up. Here's my
Ultimate Fossil.
They could do it the same as the pyramid, where half of it is like the whole body dinosaur, the other half is the fossil.
And then they make people like me buy 2 sets so I can put them together. And
but the wedges are only for the one side, so you're still in trouble, right? That doesn't work.
They probably have some kind of language in their license with the Jurassic World people that they're not allowed to build like a competing dinosaur line. But hey, at some point that license has to expire.
Yeah, true. If I recall, Simbo has great dinosaurs. Get the PDF, order the bricks and Lego.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it's obviously Lego has so many things they could do, but I mean, I think in 100 years, or in 100 years, in 10 years, I think Lego will still be around, and I think,
they'll still be making money.
Yeah, and we're going to be more integrated with tech at this point as well. So maybe their digital marketing would be a little bit more advanced and stuff like that. I'm not saying we're going to have tech-related stuff. I'm just saying that maybe, they'll be able to spread the word better or get more people involved digitally, because that's the world we're heading into and stuff. But
yeah, but every time Lego tries to go out of their core business, it fails.
I'm not saying they should
go back to their core business. Their core business is building blocks.
There's so many digital outlets that other people do better.
And that's not what I was saying.
Your market niche is you build something tactile that you get the joy of physically putting it together, and you can hold it in your hand. That is your, and I know I'm preaching to the choir probably here, but like Lego needs to embrace the thing that makes them different from all the video game companies that are out there. And one of the things on our other chat show, Mark Sandlin, who's got a young kid, he goes, well, kids jump into video real quick, and Lego's nervous about that the building years are shorter, but Lego's starting to figure out that they get us back at 30, that a whole bunch of people will come back and build really big, expensive sets in their 30s when they start having a better paycheck. So maybe they should, stop worrying about having everything be video compatible and just embrace their tactile.
And I mean, they're the number one toy company in the world.
Yeah.
The number one toy company in the world. So why are you worried that kids are getting into video games a little earlier? You're the number one selling toy in the world.
Yeah.
Just keep doing what you do. You're doing great things, so keep it up. But if every time you went digital, it failed miserably.
For the record, I wasn't saying that they needed to go with a digital thing. I was just saying that our world will be more digital, and we'll have imprints in our brain. So you'll just be walking down the street, and all of a sudden you'll be like, "Oh, hey, next week is Lego's birthday," because I just got it beamed into my head.
In the future, we'll have smart glasses, and when I look at buildings on the street, it'll modularize them in front of my eyes.
There you go. It'll order the parts for you.
Parts to order, and I can
the
go
PDF
home.
Would you like to order that building?
There you go.
The future.
Well, that would be cool. But unfortunately, if you were to walk up to most castles, you'd just get a pile of brick.
And pretty boring brick.
Yeah. Although I did hear there's somewhere in the Scandinavian, no, not Scandinavian, somewhere in the Eastern European countries, there's someone actually building a real castle, like a current castle, and it looks like it's a castle from the castle era, but they're building it like currently to live in. And I'm like, ooh, it actually looks pretty darn cool. I have to look that up again. But,
here in Atlanta, there's a Catholic church that's been very slowly building a cathedral that's pretty reminiscent of older styles. I mean, going to have it's going to have emergency features in it. But the stonework actually looks very remarkably old. Like if you kind of squinted, you might not realize that it was built in the last 30 years.
So
I was just reading this.
that's why I said Lego for their 100th anniversary, they should do a really big building event, like worldwide.
Yeah.
Get the kids with the bricks playing at the retailers. Give them a small every major city. Give them a bag.
Give them a bag. Give them a dump truck full of Lego to that city and build away.
Yeah, build away.
The local lugs can clean up the mess and.
You know what we really need for the 100th anniversary is another helicopter because we don't have enough helicopters.
Dave definitely wants more helicopters. So I'm surprised he didn't mention that himself. Dave.
Yes, I want a UCS helicopter.
We're getting a helicopter every month for the 100th anniversary.
Every month a different helicopters throughout the ages?
Yeah.
Yep. You start with
that's just bad.
Really squared helicopters to the really fancy ones with the pull-up strings.
Remote control ones that you can actually fly. That would be more impressive than going.
I actually saw someone transforming the Arctic helicopter and using drone parts, motors and propellers to actually transform the helicopter into a working helicopter. So.
Except for when it crashes, you got to rebuild it every single time. So
yeah,
but I mean, by then maybe Lego will have drone components because that's technology, and of course it'll be another Bluetooth system or another system that's not compatible with Bluetooth with the older systems from now.
Yeah,
we're not even going to get into that. But anyways, I don't know. I don't know. It's a cool idea to think about what they could do. In 10 years, we probably won't be doing this chat, probably, I'm guessing. Maybe we will.
You never know, Jeff.
Well, what would it be? Like, it'd be like episode 770?
I'll be in my rocking chair.
We'll be forgetting everything we just said.
We'll have the same show because we'll forgotten that we said all.
And Chris' stream will be really old gray bricks.
Well, or it'll still be old gray bricks, but the kids that were on new gray bricks last Thursday are going to be the ones running it now.
That's probably.
Mid-age gray bricks.
Old bluish gray bricks.
It'll be almost in the grave bricks. That's what.
Just when a Lego drone crashes, you can rebuild it. Yep, true enough. But,
I do think it's interesting. I have considered this thought as assuming most of my relatives live to be pretty elderly. That's generally the case. 70s, 80s, 90s.
Thank you, Axel.
Will I be building Lego in my 70s? I think about.
I think it depends on your motor skills at that point, right?
Fair.
And your mental capacity. I hate saying it, but not saying that it'll for you anything, but I'm just saying.
No. That's realistic.
How old are you right now, man? If I can ask.
I'm about to turn 52.
52. So I'll be 57 in 10 years. So I think I'll still be good.
Yeah, I think so.
Dave will be around 57 too, from what I remember.
Yeah.
So
I'm 47 right now, so I will be 57 too.
I mean, both my parents are 71 and 72. They had me very young, and their motor skills are good. They just started to get to the point where I can't take them on 2-hour hikes anymore.
Yeah, wrinkled bricks.
Wrinkled bricks.
Old wrinkled bricks.
Well, this is a
VW bricks will stand for very wrinkled bricks.
Very wrinkled bricks. Yeah, and we had a guy in our lug, John Brady. He was in his 80s and was still building amazing stuff.
I'm actually looking forward to being retired and still
not
playing with Lego and having time to do big projects and go to whatever show I feel like going. And
I know a bunch of people that have retired and have not gotten anywhere closer to building with Lego. Deborah Higdon, for example, she retired and she never plays. She builds occasionally, but it's about the same as when she was working.
Yeah, but I mean, she travels a lot also.
Yeah, this is true too.
But it also probably is a reflective of the habits that you have. So if you have been somebody who's built and gone to shows up until the point of retirement, then you're probably more likely to keep that ball rolling, even in retirement.
So hopefully in 10 plus years or so, when we're all ready to retire, we will have a Lego community that we can all just move to and retire in, which has a central hall where all of us have our mocks on display continuously, and any day you can walk in and mock someone's airplanes or helicopters or whatever. And I don't mean mock as in build. I mean, like, Dave, your helicopters are there's 2 more. What happened? No.
I built 2. I built 2
I want a Lego retirement. I want a Lego retirement village. That's what I want. I think that'd be fun.
A gated community, so we
let's
can
work on
tell
that.
kids to get off our lawns.
We should set that up. It's a growth industry.
A growth industry. Lego gated community. The sad part is when someone does pass, everybody gets a bunch more Lego bricks. That's not sad. As I laugh as I say that, that's
so I thought about updating my will recently, and I thought if both my husband and I pass, like in a tragic car accident, so we're both gone. I was like, well, who should I will my bricks to? Because I know a lot of Lego collectors. And I was like, I don't know. Maybe I would list like 4 people and let them take turns picking sets or something.
You can draft my collection.
Yeah, you can take turns.
Well, you're saying that, but it actually happened to us. There was a member of our log that tragically died of illness, but it was like really sudden and his family, because he was living alone and he didn't have any kids, and his sister actually approached us and said, you guys want to buy his collection? And it was a really massive collection. So we went in, like I think we were 7 or 8 people that went in and bought his collection, and in one night we drafted all of his collection. And by the end, we started like just we were drafting by the pound. I mean, you get 1 pound of bricks. That was the first round, and by the end of the night, we were at like 3 or 4 pounds at each turn.
Because it was taking too long.
Yeah. That is crazy. Yeah.
And it was great. It was great because we actually saw in the bricks that we got that were works and projects in the works, and so there was one work in progress that I just picked up and put in my basket, and I turned that into a moon base module actually, and I called it the Michel Labelle moon base because it was
like he lived on, and you finished some of his ideas. That's kind of beautiful in a way. I'll have to make sure I leave a lot of unfinished sets when I pass.
Or sell a few pieces here and there so they're uncompleted, unfinished sets.
There you go.
There you go. And yes, sorry, just going back to the chat. Janie isn't happy that Deborah has stopped building or slowed down in building because Janie was an avid collector of Deborah's furniture. Yeah. Someone's mentioned a digital, or Axel mentioned a digital hall with all digital mocks. That's why I like LDD. Yeah, it is a sweet story for sure. I mean, like, at this point, do you bequeath in your will that everybody that like your lug gets to split it up or gets to buy out your collection or something like that? Like,
I mean, truthfully, if I passed before my husband, he wouldn't come up here and build, and he wouldn't even know like what goes with what, and he wouldn't know what the UCS sets are worth. Even if he wanted to dispose of the collection, he wouldn't really know how to do it. Yeah, he'd need help. So,
and I'm wondering, I've been thinking about it for a while. Like Lego appraising, you always get people asking, how do I get my Lego collection appraised? I think there is a position out there in the world for Lego appraiser / what to do, or like
Lego experts or
when someone passes, like someone that you can call in that can deal with how much is the collection worth, give that money, and then take that collection and sell it to wherever, like sell it on the market or whatever. Like that's probably something that could be needed at some point, right? But I know there's people that do that.
I actually told my wife that if, God forbid, I pass, that my Lego collection should first go to my kids if they want it. If my kids don't want my Lego collection, I told my wife just sell the whole thing as a big lot, and I know I know she's gonna lose money. I know, because she's no Lego expert, but I mean, it's
at least you get some money
too much of a hassle if you're not an expert. If you're not a Lego collector, it's too much of an hassle to just appraise everything and put a price on and rebuild the kits and rebuild the sets. And so,
wow, how did we get to such a dark topic?
Sorry, it's my fault.
No, we all went there.
I mean, honestly, what you're the local person that passed, in some ways that would probably be the best strategy if I tragically had some freak accident, and is to have people from the lug come in and buy the set, or come up with an idea of roughly what they would. You probably would get a better deal than if you just
deal from the local
pound,
because
put it on eBay or something. So
yeah,
and then you wouldn't have to ship it.
yeah, there's that too. Or deal with like to part out all the sets, or like take everything that's in someone's collection and part it out into the sets and do that. That's a career right there for the next 10 years, right? Like, I mean, I would think,
because we all don't just own sets. We bought parts. We got lug bulk orders in, and I mean,
yes, I agree. There's parts that don't belong to sets, and you wouldn't be able to control that. But actually,
drawers and drawers of parts.
Flea markets have a lot of Lego collections that people have bought up to do stuff like that too. So, anyways, let's get off this subject and talk about something else. Jeez, no, it's okay.
Well, we're all going to live forever and be healthy, and so.
Exactly. Well, in 10 years, we're not going to have this conversation, hopefully. So, Ben lives in Niagara, so to Ben, just let me know. No, wait. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to get out of that into a different conversation. So maybe we'll just end the stream.
Yeah.
The next one will not be what we're going to do
land that spaceship.
We won't let Matt bring up morbid topics next week. We'll hit the button. We're like,
no, we all went there, Matt. I mean, we did. Actually, yeah. Anyway, sorry, I had to put my gear down on my modified.
I can't put mine on the camera. I'm sorry.
Well, hopefully soon. But anyways, I forgot to mention, and just because I was saying, I went to. On Friday, I went to the Lego, or on Saturday, I went to the Lego store as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I was hoping to. I went in looking for just some. I didn't know what I was looking for, but I was looking for stuff, and just moving myself up here and doing this. And I ended up finding, like, on the display case, like at the front counter, they had the classic space or the Black Falcon characters, and I'm like, ooh, I grabbed one right away. And the cashier said, there's actually another couple of ones at the next cash. So I grabbed those right away. And I started talking to him, and I mentioned I was hoping to be able to just get the individual torsos. And he's like, yeah, we keep them all in the back now because people just buy them in the bulk lot, like buy them in bulk. And I'm like, oh, that's too bad, because I've been trying to get a hold of them since they came out. And he's like, well, since you're buying 3, I'll go into the back room and switch out the 3rd pack for all torsos. I'm like, awesome, great. And then afterwards, he was like, hands me the receipt and said, my name's on here as well if you want to do the customer service lady. I'm like, sure. I haven't actually done that yet. I probably should.
Yeah, you should. You should.
They're only good.
Yeah, I think you earned it.
They're only good for like a week.
No, so it might be too late. I'll have to look for it. But yeah, so I got these. I did order some off Bricklink for $3 a torso, like about a month ago. So now I have enough. I still have to buy all the rest of the parts for them, but I was happy to get those.
So you're gonna do a big Black Falcon fortress now?
So had a shipment from Brothers Brick arrive, and it's the
Yes.
test burster to go along with my Whippy.
Aliens, awesome.
And if you order right now from Citizen Brick, you get this sticker.
That
Which
penis sticker.
I won't leave on the screen for long, so you don't lose your PG-13 rating.
Okay. Well, I don't know that we have a PG anything rating, but I've never said there was a rating on here. But
This
Space penis.
This won't get you kicked off. That's not a penis coming out of his chest. That's an alien. So.
Yeah. Hey, look at that. You chased my sister away. Good job, Matt.
First, I was morbid, and then I switched it to dirty. So he had dirty.
Yeah. And last morbid thing was I don't know if I want Sets or Mox in my casket. JD has always said that when she passes, she wants a brick built casket.
I want my chrome 3PO to be buried with me.
Sure, Matt. We'll make sure that happens. Where is it? We're actually just
You know, Matt wanted us to have this.
Somewhere in here.
Anyways, well, we'll call it a night for now. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. I'm hitting the button. So see you next week, where our topic might be something we don't know. Who knows? Hopefully there's a new set announced tomorrow or in the next few days, so we have something to talk about.
It's Thursday tomorrow, so
yeah.
it's
So anyways, I'm hitting the button now. So see you guys. Have fun.